Most people think printing money means a government turns on a machine, paper comes out, and suddenly the economy has more cash. That image is comforting, and it's mostly wrong, because in modern economies, the biggest money creation event isn't a printer. It's a keyboard. A bank approves a loan. Digits appear in an account. New money is born. You're watching hidden money history. Here's the myth. Governments print money whenever they want. Here's what actually happens. Money expands through a chain. Step 1, the state spends. When tax revenue isn't enough, the government issues bonds. That's not money printing yet. That's borrowing, selling a promise. Step 2, buyers absorb the bonds. Sometimes it's pension funds, sometimes it's banks, sometimes it's foreign investors. This is the normal, boring version of deficit finance. Step 3, the central bank may step in, not usually to fund the government directly, but to stabilize rates and liquidity in the bond market. It buys bonds and pays with newly created reserves. Those reserves are not your everyday spending money. They sit inside the banking system. So why do prices rise if reserves aren't spent at Walmart? Because the transmission happens through incentives. Lower interest rates, easier credit conditions, higher asset prices, more borrowing, more spending. That's the real mechanism. Policy changes the cost of money, and the system reacts. And the most important twist is this. Most money people use isn't cash. It's bank deposits, created when banks make loans. So if you want to understand printing, you have to watch credit. Now here's the part people miss. Central banks don't control the economy like a steering wheel. They operate more like a thermostat. They influence conditions, rates, liquidity, expectations, money, and everyone else adjusts. When inflation is low and growth is weak, central banks lower rates or buy assets to prevent a freeze. When inflation is high, they raise rates, tighten conditions, and lending slows. And that's the key. Money creation is reversible. When loans are repaid, money disappears. When borrowing collapses, money supply can shrink. That's why crises feel like sudden scarcity, because credit is a faucet that can close fast. So is printing money a myth? The printer exists. Cash can increase. But the bigger truth is this. Modern money is mostly a managed credit system, where banks create deposits, governments issue debt, and central banks stabilize the plumbing. Which leads to the real question. If the system runs on credit, who benefits most when credit expands? Because when money gets cheaper, assets usually rise first. And the people closest to assets feel the upside first. Now your turn. When you hear they're printing money, what do you think is the real problem? Government spending, bank lending, or the way benefits flow? Drop your answer in the comments. Subscribe to Hidden Money History for more episodes where the past leaves receipts.